Hello everyone, welcome to this week's video. I hope you're all well. We haven't had a video for a few weeks because Yom Tov was a very busy period, and then, as you probably know, came down with COVID in my house, first the kids, then Avital, and then myself. Caught it from each other. Baruch Hashem, none of us had it seriously. It was just unpleasant, and we are all, thank God, back on the road, doing well. And I hope to therefore start sharing these videos again on a Friday in the weekly emails, so that you can appreciate some thoughts for the week and hear what's going on in the community. I'm talking about the community. There are a few people I'd like to wish refuah shalema to. Firstly to Gloria Jackson, who's been hospitalized, as Brian Selby. Baruch Hashem, they're both doing well, and Norman Zalad has been in hospital. He's on the mend, and we wish everyone refuah shalema. On a happier note, there's been some nice mazel tovs that I've not been able to share on my videos. So firstly to Malcolm and Vivian Turner, who just celebrated their diamond wedding anniversary, and to Dorothea Gilbert, who's just had her 90th birthday. And please do always remember to share mazel tovs, so we can share them on the weekly email, and that people can hear and enjoy nice things in the community. So we're already up to the Sedra of Vayera, the fourth Sedra. We're now talking about the life and times of Avraham Avinu, and we find it's really in the middle of the story, because at the end of last week's Sedra, end of Lech Lecha, we're told that Avraham did his bris at the age of 99, very old age to be circumcised. But that's what Hashem told him. And the beginning of this week's Sedra finds him in the post-op recovery period, 3 days after the bris, and he's upset because there's no visitors. And we know his life was all about having visitors, all about chesed, all about kindness, all about sharing his message, his ideas about the one God and serving Hashem. So Hashem organized his 3 malachim, 3 angels, who came to visit him, and they told him the news about Sarah's going to have a baby. But when he sees them, they were dressed to look as nomadic, as travelers, Arabs. And he runs, he gets up and he runs. He says, please come in. He says, Va'echa fas lechem, I'll take some bread. V'sadu libchem, enjoy yourselves, have something to eat. Achat avoyu, and then you can go. So I heard this week a beautiful idea. He didn't, when he said to them, come and eat, he said, all you have to do is eat and then you can go. You know, often a person, when they invite guests, there's an element of self. It's because you want company, you want to catch up, you want people to enjoy your food and you know, enjoy being with you. It's not necessarily a purely altruistic act to have people in. It's obviously for them, but it's also an element for yourself. In fact, there's a joke of a fellow who's opens the door, his mother-in-law standing there with a bag, and he says, oh, how long have you come for? He says, well, as long as you want me. He says, well, you can have a cup of coffee before you go. But realistically speaking, a person does chesed, we do kindness, but often we have something in it for us. But with Abraham, it wasn't like that. He was only interested in the well-being of the guests. He said, you can go. He said, once you've had something to eat, you can go. Don't feel obligated to stay. Sometimes we go to a party, an event, I think we have to stay a certain amount of time because it would be rude to leave. Because we know that there's expectations on the other side. There's some type of reciprocal understanding that, you know, you're being hosted by the other person. You've got to be there for them. You've got to be present. You know, if you just sit there on your phone, or, you know, unfortunately it's very sad today. Sometimes people are sitting in the same room and no one's talking to each other. Everyone's busy on their phone. That's not how we should interact. We want to interact, want to be together. But from Avraham Avinu's perspective, there was no obligation. The chesed was purely altruistic. It was purely, I want to make sure that you have what you need. And that's a lesson we can take, that when we do things for others, never to think of it in any way as being about ourselves. If we have guests, make sure they feel independent, give them a key, give them their own space as much as you can, obviously as much as you can within the circumstances, and always try and ensure that they have what they need, because the mitzvah of kindness is always focused, should always be focused on the person receiving, and not, of course, ever on the person giving. So I wish you all a good Shabbos, and I hope to see you all very soon.